हेलो, गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन। वेलकम, सुस्वागतम, स्वागत है आप सबका आज के इस 35th एक्सपर्ट टॉक लाइव शो में। सो वेलकम यू वंस अगेन, स्वागत है। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग इन टुडेज एक्सपर्ट टॉक शो। सो लेट अस इनवाइट our today's expert. Yes, so it's my honor and privilege to have Prakash Kewalramani ji on our expert talk show. Thank you so much, sir, for accepting my invitation for this expert talk show. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vipul. Honor is mine. I am feeling very delighted to be on this show today.
And I really appreciate and love your spirit, since you are not feeling well, but you have followed your commitment and you have said yes, Vipul, हेल्थ तो प्लस माइनस चलता रहेगा, आई विल बी देयर, बिकॉज एक बार जो कमिटमेंट दे दिया है तो मैं अपने आप की भी नहीं सुनता हूँ वो वाली स्पिरिट। सो हेड्स ऑफ टू यू सर, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग इन एंड
Thank you.
वी विश कि आपकी हेल्थ एकदम ठीक हो जाएगी और आप जल्दी से एकदम हेल्दी एंड फाइन हो जाएंगे। Take care, sir. Thank you so much for joining in. So, uh, Prakash sir is having a huge experience. He is an engineer from IIT Delhi and MBA from IIM-Ahmedabad. He holds over 17 years of top management experience with global multinational and prestigious Indian organizations. In 1994, he established Impact HR Services, a highly successful recruitment organization. Impact specializes in executive search, recruitment at senior and middle management level across the verticals and functions, and end-to-end turnkey bulk and RPO assignments. So he's you can say he's one of the pioneer in recruitment industry in India. जब कंप्यूटर्स नहीं होते थे और रेज्यूम्स मैन्युअली सर वो वाले एरा से आप है, तो वी ऑल्सो टेक यू एज अ बेंचमार्क इन आर इंडस्ट्री। और हम रिक्रूटमेंट इंडस्ट्री में आपसे इंस्पिरेशन लेके, आप है, अमलदास है और काफ़ी ऐसे सीनियर्स हैं, आपसे हम इंस्पायर होके आगे बढ़ते हैं सर। सो थैंक यू सो मच सर ज्वाइनिंग इन फॉर टुडेज सेशन सर। So we will get to know from Prakash sir on career guidance for professionals. What should the professionals follow? क्या ध्यान रखना चाहिए, क्या करना चाहिए, क्या नहीं करना चाहिए, and we will get to know more from Prakash sir. So Prakash sir, मैंने आपका छोटा सा इंट्रोडक्शन दे दिया, but I would like to know many more things from you. So please sir, open the stage and please let us know more about you sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Vipul, for inviting me. It's a big honor for me to be over here. It's a very popular program. I've seen quite a few of your episodes, and I think today is the 34th or 35th, and you have been consistently doing it week on week over the last 50 plus weeks. So great show,
Thank you so
and
much. Thank you.
also very happy to be in the midst of very enthusiastic and ambitious professionals. And I hope we have a good session, good evening today. I would like it to be definitely more open, more transparent, and I would say more interactive session. Idea is to understand from each other and gain from this time we have 45 minutes, 1 hour today to learn from each other. Brief about myself, we already spoken a lot about me, but briefly, and you did mention something that pioneer. I would like to go back those 28 years, November 1994, when we started Impact HR Services. What things were then and what things are now, I think, my God, the world has changed totally. And now is the time for us people, the dinosaurs of this world, to learn from youngsters like you, young turks and ambitious people like you. We learn a lot. You are there, Aditya Jain is there, Rupesh is there. I've learned a lot from you, and I value this relationship and friendship. One small example, glaring example of what things were then and what it is now. Those days, as we grew from a team of let's say 5 people to 25, 30 people, only thing that grew along with the number of people and the tables and chairs were the racks. All our offices used to look like godowns with shelves and racks and box files and CVs and all that. Today, with computerization, digital, with all the platforms available in terms of ATS system and all those have disappeared. It's released so much space that is there. You are able to now focus more on really providing quality service to your clients and I would say candidates rather than be worried about identifying कहाँ से CV आएगा क्या होगा. Today CV and database is the least concern of any recruiter. What is the most important is providing quality service to the clients and to the candidates. So things have changed and we have tried to keep pace with the time. But I would say always there's a place and time to learn from youngsters like you all. So good, nice starting off the discussion. Over to you, Vipul.
So, sir, you have seen the era before the portals and after the portals. When nowadays it's a challenge to screen the right resources, and at that time it was a challenge to get the right resources. Because no one was available, and it was a there was nothing like internet or anything. So it was a challenge to find out the right candidates. So that was a you have seen both the eras, I can say.
Yeah, I remember when I started this office, November '94. That time we started with a royal, I would say, data bank of, I would say about 10 odd box files. Each box file those days used to contain about 100 CVs or so, so about 1000 CVs. That was how we started the entire Impact HR. Today, my office gets 3 to 4,000 CVs a day. So that's the only
Wow,
difference. Yes, it's a question of volumes and downpour. एक ऐड डालो जॉब साइट में तो 500,000 लोग अप्लाई कर देते हैं.
very true,
So
very
the
true.
real
So
problem is really finding out really the gems in all the number of CVs that are there. That is
very
the
true, sir. So, audience, you can ask your live questions. We will try to cover them at the end of the sessions if they will be relevant to the today's topic. And please comment with your appreciation. Hi, hello, good evening, and do like us, do follow us, do subscribe our YouTube channel Vipul the Wonderful, and do appreciate our efforts. Do join in every Friday 5 p.m. Every Friday 5 p.m. हम ऐसे इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट्स को लेके आते हैं जो अपना एक्सपीरियंस, अपना नॉलेज शेयर करने की स्पिरिट रखते हैं. क्योंकि नॉलेज तो मैं हर एक सेशन में बोलता हूँ कि नॉलेज हर एक के पास होता है, एक्सपीरियंस हर एक के पास होता है, बट वो शेयर करने की स्पिरिट हर एक में नहीं होती है. सो वी सैल्यूट टू दी 35 एक्सपर्ट वी हैड टिल नाउ, दोज हु हैव शोन देयर इंटरेस्ट, और जिन्होंने अपना एक्सपीरियंस, अपना नॉलेज, अपना तजुर्बा ऑडियंस के साथ शेयर करने का स्पिरिट दिखाया है. सो थैंक यू टू ऑल ऑफ यू. And sir, with your permission, let's continue the session with the first question.
absolutely.
So very basic question, which is today's topic, career planning for professionals. So what is career planning, sir?
See, what I feel is there are two aspects of it. As they say in English, plan what you execute and execute what you plan. Career planning is really the process by which you identify where you should be going in your life. The real good career planning is very long term and starting initial days. If you remember, even about 5 or 10 years back, there were a lot of parents all over the country used to remove their children from school, sixth standard, seventh standard, taking them to quota. इनको IIT का coaching कराएंगे, let them get into IIT, and there's no looking back. एक बार IIT में हो गया तो then the career is made. So career planning can start at any level. Ideally, career planning should start at a very young level, school level. Yes, at that time the career guides were essentially the parents because they felt that they know more than the child, which is very obvious. And otherwise, it was the parents, friends, the bosses who used to say, "Isko abhi medicine mein dalo, isko abhi engineering mein dalo," and all that. That was the basic rudimentary type of career planning that used to be there when all of us were young, and even till 5 or 10 years back. But now career planning has become very formal, very exact as a science, and very detailed, essentially because a lot of things have changed. We just touched upon it briefly 5 minutes back. The complexity that is happening over there, the transformation that's happening in terms of how recruitment practices are happening all over the world. So there are a variety of new positions, jobs, industries that have come up which one would not have been thought of 1 or 2 years back. And as they say, someone had said that 80 to 90% of jobs that are going to be there in next 10, 15 years have not even been discovered up till now. Every day it's new jobs. Like who would have heard of blockchain 1 or 2 years back? No one knows it. And today it's one of the most prized jobs that's going in the market. So it's becoming very, very, very complex. So a parent who may also be a very educated, enlightened, and a senior person in the organization may or may not have the capability to really guide the child. You need a whole lot of experts now who are very knowledgeable in the business to guide and help you do career planning. I know we have a separate company over there. They focus on guiding students below 10 standard, guiding them what the career should be. Essentially, the basic rudimentary, I would say, requirements of career planning is you have to have a goal in life. Career planning can happen, as I said, in school, it can happen in college, it can happen. I do career planning assistance even for CXOs of organizations. You can do career planning at any stage. But the ideal best is, as they say, catch them young. जितने young होंगे वहां से चालू करेंगे, then you have more time to take charge of your career and align it with how things are moving. But most important, when you're establishing a goal in your career, you need to really be very realistic in terms of what excites you, what are you passionate about, what do you like. There's no point, as I said, when we are young parents saying medical में इसको डालो. Whether the child liked medical or not was not concerned. But ठीक है वहाँ एक बार एक line में लग जाएगा, fine, everything will be fine. Today it's not the way. The world has changed substantially. There are a lot of, I would say, assessments and tools available to really understand what the child's intrinsic strengths are, what the liking are, and then try to develop a career for the child over a longer period of time, 15 years, 20 years, where it can go. It's a really a roadmap for a child's future over 15, 20, 25 years. Yes, today you can easily say कल क्या होगा किसको पता नहीं है, तो 20 साल बाद क्या होगा क्या पता चलेगा किसी को भी. Yes, but at least there has to be a roadmap. You can go on modifying roadmap. You can go on changing as new horizons or come in, as new developments come in. But it does not mean that you should not have a roadmap in place. You can't go from Bombay to Delhi without having a map in your car. You have to have a direction, put in all the efforts, put in all the planning to reach those levels. Having short-term goals, have long-term goals, have course correction that is happening, have periodic reviews whether your career is on the right path or not, and make a move, aim big. Sky is big. I'll give you, as we go along, examples of a lot of people who have really transformed their own careers, their families and all, never heard of ever in the history of humanity, but they have done it. So a lot of people can do it. There's no reason why any normal person, student or anyone else, even a professional, cannot transform his career. And career planning is really identifying the process by which you can set up goals and move towards your goals.
यस, वेरी वेरी राइटली सेड. सो पहले के टाइम में इतने सारे ऑप्शंस भी नहीं होते थे, इतना सारा स्ट्रीम्स भी नहीं होती थी, और इतना अवेयरनेस भी नहीं था, विच इज़ देयर नाउ डेज. सो यू राइटली सेड कि दिस इज़ नाउ डेज वेरी मच रिक्वायर्ड. Thank you, the good people consulting, Amalda and Gitanjali, for joining in. Yes, Gaurav, thank you so much. We are lucky to have stalwarts like Amalda, Prakash sir, and many more. Divesh bhai, good evening. Thank you for joining in. Yes, Preeti, good session. Thank you so much for the appreciation. So, audience has joined in and they are enjoying your input, sir. So, moving on with the next question. Most of you have covered, but still, what is career planning? You have said. So, what is career guidance actually? If you can elaborate on that.
Yeah, see, both are two sides of the same coin. You are planning your career, and as I said, it's becoming a very complex metric right now. What to do, what could be the next stage in your career for a CXO or any other senior person? What could be the next level? What the next direction and all that? An individual may not be competent to really judge what is best for himself because there are many external dimensions and ecosystems operating which an individual may not be aware of. And especially if you're a professional and you're working in an organization, you're busy throughout the day, throughout the week, with your work, with your family, you may not have the time to really explore what's really available, what are the right directions, what are the training programs you should undergo, and what skills you should acquire now. So that's where you really need a good, experienced person who can guide you in making your career plan and career planning more reasonable, more realistic, and more in the direction of where your strengths lie. It's a very, very detailed and a complex process. The career guide really guides you along the way. He is a person who can inform you, he can counsel you, he can mentor you, he can guide you. All these counseling, mentoring, coaching, and all are a lot of specializations in the broader field. Idea is to ensure that the person succeeds in life. Ultimately, the end aim of the entire planning or coaching and mentoring is to ensure that you success in life, give you all the inputs, give you all the personal experiences, the guidance that is required to see that you really move from where you are currently to the level where your maximum potential is, and try to see that you are able to exploit your full potential within the reasonable time frame that we are talking about. If I were had some time, Vipul, I could have said one, yes, in terms of complexity, as I said, there are so many new career opportunities are coming up. And today, as Narayana Murthy had said quite a few years back, that huge 85-90% of the engineers who pass out of all the educational institutions, engineering institutions of India are not employable. More so, even those who are passing out from good institutes, the premier institutes, they also, when they pass out, are quite clueless in terms of the new technologies. The campuses themselves are not clear. What are new technologies? How should they be taught? You have, as I said, digital. You have cyber security. You have blockchain. There are so many new technologies coming up. So, which are the ones which are really fit for you is one thing you really need to know. Second thing is essentially in the olden days, and even to some extent today, people are not so enlightened. When they even come to me, Acha, theek hai, abhi what should I do next? I am a legal manager now, what should I do next? That's not the way to do really career planning, or that's not how I would really guide a person. The right way of guiding a person, as I said, it's a well charted out process and paths. First is you need to really understand yourself. Even the basis of career planning is, as they say in English and management, SWOT analysis. Your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, your threats. You should really know yourself thoroughly and very dispassionately. That's where a career guide helps you to really understand yourself. What is it that you are really capable of doing it? Second thing, I'll tell you, because I keep on sharing a lot of personal experiences I've had in the last 1 or 2 years. uh, Recently, a very senior IT professional, I'll not obviously name him, he approached me only a month back. He's saying, I'm sick and tired of IT. He's 20 years experience, engineer from a good institute, working with a great company. He's saying, I'm sick and tired. Every day there's a new technology that comes in along. Every day I have to learn, again go on, implement, and all that's getting too tiring, taxing, and boring. I want to move out of IT. I said, but what do you do want to do out of IIT? क्या करना है? He's saying, वो मैंने सोचा ही नहीं. I don't know what. You guide me where I should be. I said, how can I guide you? Whether you are really excited about going to HR or finance or marketing, sales, legal, I don't know anything about it. So first thing a guide really needs to do a SWOT analysis of the person. What are his really areas of strength, passion, as we had discussed earlier in your younger days. The parent decided इसको engineering में डाल दो. Whether you are capable mentally, mindset for getting into an engineering career, that was never considered. Today, things are becoming more practical. Parents are also realizing that one should follow the correct approach. So, one is SWOT analysis. Based on that, you need to really ideally go through a psychometric analysis to understand your mental makeup. You might verbally feel, your top of mind awareness might be, yes, I want to be a, let's say, a lawyer, as I was saying. But are you mentally fit in terms of what is required to be a lawyer? These are the things which a career selection test or and a psychometric test will reveal to a career guide. Then the person can guide you, yes, you are on the right track. If these are your physical and mental strengths and emotional strengths, this is the direction that you should be taking, and these are the various career options that are available with you. So it's a whole well thought of strategy that is very important. In the Indian context, and what I always encourage my clients to do, follow, at least to the extent possible, the full course of what career guidance really involves, from SWOT analysis to psychometric analysis to planning a career path. Next comes the most important dimension. Okay, you have decided. Today I get so many cases. Recently I got a case, the finance director of a company in Africa. He's saying, Prakash, I want to move. I have become finance director. I'm there for the last 7 8 years. I want to be a CEO of the company. Okay, how do you move from being a finance director to a CEO? Understanding really the intrinsic strengths of this person, what are his transferable skills, translating them into, I said, the first you need to have a good document is your resume. That should be reflective of what exactly you are planning now. Your old resume, where you're talking about finance and term lending and funding and treasury and all, yes, relevant to some extent, but the new job will require something very, very different. Are you geared up for that? And whatever you're geared up, it has to be translated into a document that is called a resume. which is what most people don't really realize. It's like Bombay, you have a TDR building, पहले 3 फ्लोर होता है, उसके बाद चौथा फ्लोर लगा दो, पांचवा फ्लोर लगा दो, छठा लगा दो. You really have to deconstruct your entire career, deconstruct your entire, say, a document like resume, and build a fresh one, keeping in mind your new career plan. Very, very critical and essential. Second thing is that people do not realize. I would like to deviate a bit from your question. That today's world, a lot of things have changed in the recruiter's mindset and the employer's mindset, and as well as we third-party recruiter companies. A lot of things have changed. Do you know the study has been done by SHRM, which is one of the world's leading HR consulting company? 70% today of the closures, mid to senior management and above, are through personal contacts and through channels and platforms like LinkedIn. At the same time, our candidates, professionals focus only on job sites. Job sites today constitute only 20% of the total share of the pie in terms of the jobs that are closed in the market, whether it's US or India. India follows the US market very, very closely. Candidates do not realize this. They feel अभी तो CV बन गया, बस now job will come automatically. I have seen candidates who have said अभी तो 1 महीना हो गया मुझे job भी अभी तक नहीं मिला. They don't have realistic expectations. They do not understand the dynamics of how recruitment has changed over the last 4 to 5 years time. Today, my best guess would be a recruiter. Whether recruiter is a third party recruiter like us, all of us, I think a fair amount of ERA members are there on this show today, or whether it's recruiters at the employer end. And when I say recruiter and employer end, is today everyone in an employer's company is involved in recruitment, right up to a CEO. I've seen CEOs themselves aggressively finding candidates for the company. Of course, the task is of
True.
the head of talent acquisition, head of HR to identify candidates, but everyone is involved in the process of finding and finalizing candidates. A normal recruiter, professional, HR head of a company, talent acquisition, my guess is will be spending 2 to 3 hours a day on LinkedIn, identifying talent for their company. This is one segment we miss out totally. And this, let me tell you, even HR people are not very clued on to what is LinkedIn and what the potential of LinkedIn to help. It's one of the best career management tools that is today available to a professional. And the other side of the coin, it is the best talent acquisition tool that is available to a recruiter, whether a corporate recruiter or an employer or a third party recruiter. So candidates do not realize, they only assume that resume ban gaya to abhi job apne aap aayega. No, it is a full strategy, as I keep on insisting. You have to have a job search strategy in place. Resume banaya. Next, you have to go to the next level in terms of LinkedIn. Have a good LinkedIn. Today's world, because I told you 65-70% of the closures happen today by personal contacts. Personal contacts किसी का भी very limited होता है. You might have 30 or 40 good contacts who might give you leads onto 1 or 2 job vacancies. The market is large. If you are looking for a head of finance job in Bombay, there must be so many movements happening every month. You are not aware about it, but the reverse is available. As I said, a normal employer spends 1 to 2 hours on LinkedIn every day.
True.
Also,
Very
the
true.
understanding now is that an employer doesn't come to know of a potential candidate at the interview. They are tracking the candidates even 3, 6 months, or 1 year before the event actually happens, before they actually have a lead for, let's say, a finance head, and they approach a person. So your entire, and thanks to the digital media and social media availability, your entire movement is being tracked by employers. Good employees or good potential employees are tracked and regularly, I would say, researched upon, kept ready. Where there's a suitable vacancy, clients move in fast. Also, as you know, as a recruiter, fair amount of positions, 60 to 70% of positions are not even advertised on any job site. The employers directly approach the candidate, have the dialogue, interview, and close the position. I have seen it personally, not now, but even 8 or 10 years back, when I had met the head of the talent acquisition of one of the biggest group in India, he said, Prakash, don't waste your time. 70% of the CXO positions are done personally by me, directly through LinkedIn. And this was 7, 8 years back. That because one, somehow the feeling is that recruiters are very expensive. Two is companies feel that we have a senior HR person, we pay 1 crore or something to him. What the hell is he doing? Why can't he identify people himself? So effectively, it is a whole organization that has transformed itself. Everyone has now literally got into recruitment, and this is what a potential candidate must realize. So yes, resume, LinkedIn. Next step is you must have a good capability to succeed in interviews. General feeling is that okay, I am a general manager of an organization. इंटरव्यू तो मुझे आता है, मैंने इतने इंटरव्यूज लिया है लाइफ में, मुझे तो इंटरव्यू आता है. Do you know? I know of a number of cases. CXO level people have approached me and paid me money to guide them how to appear for interviews, and they are CXO level people, getting 50 lakhs, 80 lakhs salary. So
Wow, amazing.
we have to really change the mindset. Ultimately, as I think Gaurav was asking, what is the future of the recruiters and recruitment industry? We have to transform ourselves. We have to now move from being actually earlier days. Even I think today also, fair amount of clients feel आप करते क्यों हो? आप नौकरी से डाउनलोड करते हो सीरीज और हमको देते हो. No, that's not what is recruitment today all about. It's very intense. It's involving research, market mapping, guiding candidates, guiding corporates. We have made job descriptions for clients. Guiding a client, ये आप मांग रहे हैं ऐसा एनिमल है ही नहीं. The type of salaries they talk about, when the market is double the type of salaries which these people companies are offering. Gradually, they have to come around. That is the role of a recruiter. It's a
True.
long-term investment with a candidate and with a client. I can give you a classic example. There was a multinational retail organization that started off in India, I think around 2000, 2001. They had approached us and we had placed a lot of people with that company at that time, and it's in retail. We had placed an area manager in that company, and we as a philosophy do not touch anyone. If someone has joined through us, in fact, we don't even look at any people in our client company whether we have placed them or not. That person within 8 or 10 years has grown from area manager to a CEO of a company, another German company. And I'm happy that we were involved in both the transitions after the area manager into the CEO position of this candidate. So we see through a candidate, through the lifetime of a candidate. That is career planning. And that is career guidance. What's the next step, how to do it, what to do, and all that. So this is where a role of a recruiter and a consultant comes into place. Yes, the last stage, I would say amongst the last, may not be really the last. We give a lot of advice to candidates. There's so many times candidates get fascinated. Now it's the age of startups. Suddenly everyone says, "अरे वो तो double salary मिल रहा है, triple salary मिल रहा है. Let's get into that." We have guided so many times candidates not to join any organizations. Even at times they might be our client organization. Reverse is also true. There are one or two cases that have happened last 1 year where client was about to take our candidate. We told him, no, sorry, this candidate doesn't seem to be the right one for you. Please don't take it. So our role is more to win the trust of the candidate and client and give a right, genuine advice in the long-term interest of the candidate and in the long-term interest of the client. I'll tell you another classic case. Senior candidate in Maharashtra who was changing his job. He was telling me that this is the type of salary that I am asking for. Then we did some quick maths and all. We realized that the salary he was asking for theoretically was lower than what he was getting because a lot of non-quantifiable perks and other things which were there which he had not realized. Finally, based on the advice we gave him, the salary he got from the company was 30% more than what he was asking for. So, a consultant and a career guide can give you inputs in many directions. It's not just ये अभी blockchain में आप अभी जाओ अभी ये course upgrade का करो and all. No, he will be a partner in your entire progress, helping you see you grow to the level that you're most, I would say, competent to really go into. Thank you. I have taken a lot of time, but I hope
No,
it's
no, it was quite
been a
interesting.
good.
We got to know so many things, and it was the examples are, real life examples, the cases you have gone through. So we love to know the your case studies and real life examples. So it will be helpful to many of us. So the next question is, who can give career guidance?
See, the right person for career guidance, as I said, has to be very knowledgeable. Unfortunately, in India, I'm equating it to recruitment industry because we are all part of it, and I'm very passionate about recruitment and ERA. Um Globally, a person, and Amalda, if he's online, will appreciate. Globally, a person becomes a consultant only after he retires from his organization in USA as a CEO or CFO. Then he joins some of the international search firms as a consultant. India, you become a consultant the day you join the company. you have just finished your BCom and you're called a consultant. That's the world of a difference. If we are going to evolve as recruitment firms and give consulting and advice to clients, we have to have that level of experience, that level of knowledge, competence, maturity to give right and relevant advice to the person who you might be a mentee, as you say, or who you're guiding. He has to be very, very knowledgeable. That is one. Has to have experience, should know what are the market dynamics, the job market, how it's moving, which are the likely positions and the industries and functions likely to really do well over the next 5 to 10 years time. Must be very well read, must have a strong, I would say, yes, domain knowledge definitely, plus a strong knowledge of relationships of persons, their personal behavior and all. It helps to give the right type of and right quality of advice to the potential candidate. Next is he should have time. Abhi recently, I'll tell you, 3 days back, I have done a resume and LinkedIn of a very senior CXO based in Europe. 11:15 in the night, India का तो 11:15 है, वहाँ का तो मेरे ख्याल से 4 घंटा पीछे है, 7 बजे. He's saying, I'm applying for a job right now. You have made my cover letter. Now, should I sign the cover letter or should I not sign the cover letter? Because these are small things which a candidate, even at CXO level, gets a bit confused. He's saying, should I take a printout, sign, take a scan copy again, send it on? So these are small. Another one, classic example, 8 months or 1 year back, we had helped the head of supply chain of a very large group in India, 7,000 crores or whatever it was. He's saying, I'm getting 3 or 4 options in terms of job titles. What job title should I take? Which is good for me in the long run. Okay, immediately तो जो भी मिलेगा VP supply chain, global VP, whatever it is. Long term, which is the best in terms of my professional branding and value as the maximum value. So these are things the person has to be available, has to have knowledge and give his own opinion split second. At 11:15 at night, I can't tell this person that okay, let me go to Google, let me find out what whether sign होना चाहिए cover letter पे या नहीं होना चाहिए. These are things you should know through practice and experience. That's where you make a difference. And lastly, you must have the commitment, both the candidate and the client and the consultant, to have a long term relationship. It's not a transaction. ठीक है, आज आपने इंटरव्यू सक्सेस का उसको गाइड कर दिया, ठीक है, you will let him on his own. No. As I was telling you, this particular case, that retail company to becoming a CEO of a German company, it was a relationship of over 8 or 10 years. We used to ask how your bonding and relationship grows. It's like you are a family doctor to a person. You don't stop relationship with a doctor. You may not meet the doctor, but कभी भी जरूरत पड़ती है फोन करके या वो अपॉइंटमेंट लेके, I would like to come and see you or routine checkup करना है. That's what the relationship is between a guide and a potential client.
Very, very aptly said. You have given the right example. These are small things which you can, which even you cannot get from Google. You know, कि cover letter sign करना है कि नहीं करना है. These are few silly things which are not even available on Google. तो आप, it can be given by, answered by experience only. You know. So yeah, thank you Dipanvita ji for appreciation and joining in today's session. Thank you so much for your appreciation. Thank you. Yes, so moving on with the next question. Normally, guidance, career, guidance is given at school and college levels, which is very basic and general. But do you feel that is career guidance really required for senior managers also?
Oh yes, the more
You have
senior the
given so
person.
many examples, but again, I would like to know it in detail and detail answer of this. Yeah.
No, the more senior a person, the more he needs. Because first of all, the risks at his level are extremely high. If he is at 80 lakh salary, aiming for a job today, though of course increments and the job change where the amount of growth you get is mind blowing absolutely. But from 80 lakhs, if he's aiming to go realistically, let's say to 1 crore, 1.2 crores and all that, a wrong decision made by him can set back his career, I don't know how long. 5 years back, 10 years back, landing up with the wrong company. So many people got caught in that craze of joining startup companies and all. Suddenly they realize startup को funding नहीं है, startup को culture नहीं है. It's run by people who are 20, 25 years old. They don't know how to behave with senior people. So there are a lot of things that even a senior persons need, and this is what we keep on guiding all the senior people. Whether okay, they even come to me. This company, should it be a good company? Should I really apply for that job that has been advertised on say LinkedIn or wherever it is for that particular company? So they are the ones who are most insecure. They are the ones, the more senior you are, the less you have friends As they say, as you grow up in an organization, you become very isolated. Like a CEO of a company has no one to bounce his ideas off. That's where this concept of coaching and Amalda will also, I will say, resonate with that, came in essentially, because the more senior you are, you need someone to discuss your mind, understand what can be the next step and all. That's why the senior people need your services more than anyone else.
Very rightly said.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, so the next question is, can you give some examples of success stories achieved through career planning and career guidance given by you personally? So you've given so
Best
many example. If you can add on few more, then please.
The best example I'll give, not done by me, honestly. But I always keep that as an example. Was my own classmate from IIT Delhi, from IIM-Ahmedabad, MS Banga, who became one of the youngest chairman of Hindustan Lever. He was in my hostel. We have studied together for 7 years, 5 years in
Wow,
IIT and 2 years in IIM. Moment he came into IIT, he was very clear that he'll get a job in Hindustan Lever, and someday he'll become the chairman of Hindustan Lever. Very clear, no confusion at his end. Who guided him, I don't know. But very clear. When he took a summer job after fourth year summer internship, it was Hindustan Lever. After first year of IIM summer job, again Hindustan Lever. After the first year summer job, he got a placement offer, pre-placement offer, Hindustan Lever. So that is career planning. All through his entire mind, like Arjuna ka hota, focused only on the goal. Simple. I want to be the chairman of Hindustan Lever. Those days, it was a lot of people were very senior people. A lot of them were foreigners, earlier stages, and but still he made it at a very very young age. So this is there. There are a lot of other examples I can give you. Like okay, another example non-related to career in terms of companies. On Sachin Tendulkar. If you are familiar with him, he used to play cricket in the bylines of Bandra from a very young age, preschool age or school age, till becoming the master blaster. It's a continuous journey of career planning, mapping, and growing, aided by his coach Achrekar, who may not have been as great a cricket player as ultimately Sachin Tendulkar became. But the role of the coach and the guide and mentor is to put in all that is best in that coach, his best learning experiences, understand his mentee, uske kya weakness hai, uske kya hai, motivate him, guide him, and all that. This is what career guidance is. This is what coaching is and mentoring is. I can give you some more examples which have been very dynamic transformations of people across, I would say, fields. Another person, you must have heard of a lot of cases, especially in Bollywood. People come from Punjab, Devanand or Shah Rukh Khan or Amitabh Bachchan, sleeping on benches at railway stations or on Juhu Beach and all. From there to where they have reached right now. Akshay Kumar, another one, a chef in a high restaurant. From there to one of the highest paid film stars in the country. So these are examples of people, normal people, maybe not as well endowed and entitled as people today we might be, you and I. Much lower in terms of their own economic strata at that time. But the way they have transformed their lives and career at the professional level, corporate level, Sundar Pichai is another one. Very modest background in Chennai, couldn't afford a computer, went to IIT Kharagpur, from there went to US, did MS. Today he's one of the highest paid executives in the world, earning around 2000 crores a year. So these are all studies and transformation of people who had as simple, normal, I would say, upbringing as you and me and our children have, but they have done extremely well, phenomenally well. So today, as they say, opportunities are multiple, and it's for you and your coach and your guide to really understand what is the opportunities, what are you best at, develop a roadmap for you, work with you consistently throughout. Like if you are having some ailment, you go to doctor. He looks at you over a period of 15 days, 1 month, sees the progress and all, goes on guiding and all. This is where a coach and a guide will really help you on a longer time frame, 10 years, 15
very
years,
true,
20 years.
very true, very true. Yeah, so Sanjeev Tripathi is appreciating you. Pleasure knowing you since few months back. Your inputs were and are always insightful. Thank you, Sanjeev ji, for joining in. He has also one question which we'll try to cover at the end of the session. So, moving on with the one of the final questions. So, what is your final advice to the youth professional, young professionals? Sorry, to young professionals.
I'm also young.
Yeah. So it's always a mental young. Being young is a. I always believe that's a mental state. It's not a physical state. So we have so many examples of Bowman Irani and the founder of McDonald, and they are young by always like you, angry young men.
Sorry.
Yeah.
See, what today the opportunities that are available among us, absolutely. Your career does not end like in our days only medicine and engineering. Today, right from there are people who are writing books, there are poets, there are digital experts, there are YouTubers who are making millions and millions on YouTube. You need to know what your passion is, where you feel you'll enjoy. You should be able to get up in the morning excited and say, okay, today is my day, whether it is Saturday or Sunday, immaterial of that. You cannot say that Monday अरे आज मंडे हो गया फिर ऑफिस जाना है फिर उसी बॉस से मिलना है. No, then you're in the wrong place. Be excited. Identify where you really are happy, where you want to be. Opportunities are there. Try to be the best in whatever you are planning. Have a good guide who can guide you along the way. Whether you can be getting emotional, you can be getting excited, and may tend to make some rash decisions or rash judgments. Have someone to a senior mature person to help you out through your journey. Opportunities are there. Dream big. As I told you, the examples from zero to hero, so many of them. They are only what I told you is maybe a small 0.00% or 1% of what is really life all about. As you yourself have said, even US and other places, the potential is there. The world is large. Earlier days it was only India. Today the world is your market. There are people who have made billions even in places like Dubai. You don't have to go to US to make billions. If you see the retail industry in Dubai, the building industry and all that, people have really done well, whether it's there or Singapore or Far East and all that. Have a dream, as they say, I have a dream. See that the dream is fulfilled. Get everything that is required, anything, be totally focused, achieve your dream. That's the main thing. Yes, there'll be problems, there'll be hiccups, there'll be upsets as you go along, but that is part of life. No one has had a straight linear journey. It has always been having hiccups and ups and downs in your life. Follow the path, enjoy the path you're going. End result, yes, is good, it's fine. You might earn 1,000 crores, you might earn 2,000, you're not going to spend anything on that. Your leads will still be the same 50 lakhs, 1 crore. But enjoy the journey, that's more important. Also realize that you live only once. In your entire journey of 10, 15 years, there are a lot of other people, stakeholders in your own life. See that you have enough time, as they say, quality time with your family, with your friends, and all that. That is where a rich life is. Just focusing on only money or only realizing that I want to be the CEO of General Motors or something. Yes, aim for that, but keep other things in balance. Have a balanced life. Go out, have fun, enjoy your life also. That's
Very
equally.
rightly said. Enjoy the journey and be positive. Very rightly said. So Nitya is also appreciating well input. A mentor makes a lot of difference. Very rightly said. So now we will have a quick rapid fire round before we have the question from the live audience. So it's a surprise rapid fire round session we have newly introduced. It's from this is 35th and session, and we are having this rapid fire round for the first time. So hope the audience will enjoy it, and you will also enjoy it, sir. So the first question of rapid fire round is, which is your best time pass activity, sir?
Oh, lots of activities. Besides recruitment, I would call it, as I said, it's not work, it is pleasure. Recruitment is there, ERA is there, family is there, grandchildren are there, and more at a
Wow.
personal level. I run marathons. I don't know whether you can guess my age. I hope you don't guess it. I run marathons. I do
Yes.
cycling. Sundays I do 35, 40 kilometers on Sunday mornings. I do swimming. So a lot of things are there that I really enjoy. And you only
Wow.
look forward to that Saturday and Sunday to explore.
Wow.
Really, as they say, self-fulfilling and self-actualization is what you want to do.
So which is your favorite TV show?
You should ask my wife. It's Crime Patrol.
Crime Patrol. Wow. So you enjoy it. Wow. What is
Yeah,
your passion, sir?
sorry.
What is your passion?
Actually, the same what I told you. The family, the passion is in terms of running, in terms of swimming, in terms of cycling, meeting people, meeting era people, interacting with friends. That is all life. That's what
Which is
life
your
is.
success mantra? Your one quote which inspires you daily, you know?
I would feel simple: work hard, party harder, enjoy life. Absolutely, you have to have a balance between the two.
Wow, amazing, amazing. So we have now we'll have one question from Sanjay Tripathi ji. He's asking that can you please share some insights on of do's and don'ts in the process of excelling in career.
Difficult question, very very difficult to answer. Essentially, one is you have to be committed to yourself, committed to your organization. I was reading an article. It was written by two senior people of Quest Corporation, Marcel Parker, very good well-wisher of my company, and Vijay Sivaraman. What is employee loyalty? And they have gone into a lot of, I would say, analysis and research. What is loyalty and all. So first, most important is you should be committed to yourself, committed to your goal as we are discussing career planning and all that, and committed to the organization. Even if you're there, as they are said also, Marcel Parker, even if you're there for 1 year, loyalty doesn't mean you have to be 30 years in a company. Whatever you're doing in that 1 year's time or 2 years' time, that company, please be loyal. Work towards the betterment of the company and yourself. Second is always try to learn new things. Today, even the doctors are saying the more you learn new things, the more your mind and brain is active. It's more wired. Learn more things. Make a lot of, and third thing is the biggest success of long life anywhere is having human relationships, interacting with people, having friends and all. So be committed, work hard, learn new things, maintain good relationships, maintain good health, and be always there for your family. These are the 4 or 5 things I would say that you need to do to be successful.
Very short and very crisp answer. So, sir, before we let you go, one final word for our audience, which is our ritual. So, please give us your last message to our audience, sir.
I've already given twice. Uh, Life is good, life is great. Enjoy yourself, have a dream, and fulfill it.
Wow,
Even
sir,
if
it
you don't
was
reach that dream, even if you don't reach that dream, don't become the CEO, even if you become the GM of a company. Good. You fought, you worked, you did well. Yes, it's fine. You can't always be sure of the results, but at least make an aim, make an effort to be there. And keep in mind all the time that life is limited. You have to make the best of this, whatever 70, 80, 90 years you're on this planet. So have a good life. Don't get tense, don't get stressed out, worried, and all. Work towards having a good, rich life. That's more important.
wow, sir. We can feel the energy, and it was so enriching session today we had. Thank you so much for your so many live examples, case studies, and your inputs. We have really enjoyed it, and thank you so much, sir.
Sure.
Thank you
Thank you.
for
It was
joining in
pleasure.
today's session, sir. Thank you
Yeah,
so
it's a
much.
pleasure, Vipul, for honor and I would say gratitude to be part of this show. And
And
good
we
luck.
would
And
love to have you again, sir, with a different topic, with a different subject, and our audience would love to have you again and again, sir. Thank you so
sure,
much.
it's a pleasure. And I'm sure very soon from 35 episodes, it'll go to 350 episodes. It's only
Yeah,
a
thank
matter
you
of
so
time.
much, sir. Your blessings and guidance and motivation is the fuel for me. Keep it up, sir. Thank you so much.
All the best,
Yeah,
and thank
thank you,
you to
sir.
your audience. Thank you to your audience.
Stay blessed, sir.
In
Take
the
care.
future.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
All the
yeah,
best. Bye.
thank you. Yes, Deepesh ji, thank you for your motivational words. Excellent motivating session. Thank you, Nitya, for the appreciation. So, audience, this was 35th, and yes, as Prakash sir rightly said, our spirit is to keep it a continuous journey. We want to make it 350, 3000, and we want to continue it for the lifelong as long as possible, because there are thousands of experts in the market who has the tremendous experience, and most of you watching are you also have the spirit and skill. So do let me know if you are interested in joining our live session. Thank you, Dipanvita ji, for the appreciation. Yeah, so you can also let me know. I would love to have you on this forum. You can share your live experience and case studies, and you can share your knowledge with our audience. And do tune in every Friday 5 p.m. for the expert talk show. Thank you so much. This is Vipul Mali signing off for today. Stay tuned, stay blessed, and do join in again next Friday 5 p.m. Thank you so much. Thank you.